Next up on the Biden agenda, destroy the competition. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, March the 31st, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Passover, and hope you're doing well. Obviously, as you know, there's many problems in this country, and we, of course, continue to ignore them. But I think if you're not concerned about what the Biden administration is doing now, which is trying to get the third party off the ballots and out of the election, then you really need to think about if you really are an American or not. America was built on competition. America was built on being independent. America was built on opportunity. And this administration is slowly but surely eliminating all of those things that our ancestors fought for. Now, when you want to take off, first of all, it's almost an impossibility for a third party to become elected anyways. Okay? I mean, you can't get on all the ballots. You can't get into a position to win. So how are you going to win? And they're never going to have enough money. The one person who did was Ross Perot, and unfortunately the pressure got to him. He pulled out before coming back in, but probably would have won. But now, of course, the left wants to get rid of RFK because, of course, he'll probably take more votes from Biden than he would then take from Trump. But the very fact that they want to get him off the ballot and generally block the third party, as the headline says, I think that's pretty scary. I think it's something that, again, you as an American, if you're going to stand for it, then it's a shame, it's sad, and it makes you pretty ignorant. Because if you're not going to fight for your country, if you're not going to fight for your rights, okay, then where are we? Then we're just a bunch of serfs, and we'll end up being just another communist, fascist, Marxist, or socialist regime, okay? But of course, the news continues to come out. We continue to ignore. We had last week personal income rose by 0.3%, not bad, except that personal spending rose by 0.8%. So if I can do math, and I don't know, I think I can add and subtract okay, but if I'm losing 0.5% on every dollar that I make, it doesn't sound like a good equation. It sounds like I'm a net loser at the end of the day. And of course, you have this disinflationary path that is very, very scary when you look at it, because, of course, out of all the inflations, deflation, stagflation, the worst is stagflation, we're headed right for it. Okay. And as we continue to look at the situation that is being created, President Biden expects you and me to pick up the tab for all of the people that cause damage, for all the illegal immigration, and of course, God bless, let's keep importing criminals and killers, okay? And while Biden and Clinton and Obama are at the biggest fundraiser in the history of politics, let's not worry about the killing of cops. Let's not worry about the attack. Let's just keep funneling in the illegal aliens. Let's keep bringing them in so that we can pay for them. And, of course, give them food stamps, give them money. And, of course, we have the situation that, of course, it makes the economy appear to jump when you have those situations because, of course, the government is funding these people, but really it's not the government who is funding these people. It is you and it is me. And I am, quite frankly, sick and tired of funding illegal immigration. I'm sick and tired of funding overspending government, whichever party they belong to. Okay, government was never designed to be this big, and I think it's about damn time that we shut it down. Okay, I mean, I can't tell you that, that it's exciting news that California is, of course, raising their minimum wage. And, of course, the fast food employers are, of course, firing people because, of course, we have plenty of jobs, according to the administration, but according to the Philadelphia Fed, the jobs has been overstated by 800,000 jobs. So once again, we can get into the numbers and what the numbers are, but as we all know, numbers themselves don't lie, but the people that report them do lie, and I am saying that this administration is lying through their teeth about every single thing that they tell you. You have not gotten one honest thing from the Biden administration since they took office. You have not gotten one thing honest from Joe Biden since he became a politician 50 years ago, other than he's a lying piece of shit criminal that hates everybody, okay, and just wants to scam the money. I mean, think about this, okay? If you were a relative or Joe Biden's wife, would you want the embarrassment of watching that dumbass come on TV all the time, doesn't even know where he is half the time? I mean, that's who is running the country, is somebody who isn't even cognitive to what's going on around him. But in the meantime, we continue to watch Bidenomics borrowing money from China to fund illegal immigration. It's funny how we're ending up on this illegal immigration topic, but many states in the union are going bust because of illegal immigration. And why are they letting them in? Well, if you look at it from a logic standpoint, they're buying votes. Okay, again, let's just be quite frank of what it's about. They're not being humanitarians. They are bringing in votes. They are buying votes, bringing these people in. This is no different than any other scam that we have seen. And of course, we look at how food stamps, Social Security, and Medicare support the economy. Well, again, that's always an injection of cash, which, of course, the people that are really in need of those programs are going to spend the money right away. So they're going to flood the money back in the economy, once again increasing the bill of you, the taxpayer. Okay? I mean, again, you can look for the interest rate cuts as the markets continue to rally and run, but let's face it, the data that we are being reported, the lies that we are being told, okay, do not support a potential rate cut. So if there is a rate cut at this point, based on the current numbers and the current statistics, then what you are really seeing is you are seeing a political move being made by the administration and by the Federal Reserve. And by the way, if you don't know, the Federal Reserve is supposed to be private. Okay, it is owned by the banks, not by the government. It is only named the Federal Reserve so that you think that it is a government agency, but it is not. Okay, so again, I think that you have to remember that they're putting you in a very bad position, and if they by any means cut rates now, they are making a political statement of who they want to be the president. Okay, and that is as simple as it can get. Because, of course, the supposed numbers of inflation, of course, I have this argument with my friend all the time. But again, if we look at the housing market, which we will talk more about in our commentary, but when Joe Biden took office, okay, you had to earn approximately $60,000 a year to be a homeowner. Now, in the year 2024, you need to make over $100,000 a year to be able to afford a home. So to me, that sounds like about a 55% increase, which to me is inflationary. Now, maybe to you that isn't inflation, and you can give me all the bullshit numbers you want of what it is a wholesale and what is it retail, but the overall numbers don't add up. And you cannot look at one specific industry. You have to look at the package and the picture as a whole. And the sum total is that America is in a lot of trouble between the lack of freedom, between the lack of respect that we are given by our politicians, from the overtaxing, from the destroying of jobs, and to every other thing that we have watched this Biden administration do, which is treat the Americans like shit as they give our money away to China, Ukraine, and the rest of the world instead of taking care of the problems that exist here in the United States. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz. We're going to step out here for a break. We'll be back with more. And again, happy Easter to all and happy Passover. We'll be right back after the break. What up, kids? Well, of course, you know I've got some sponsors for the program, and every week we talk to you about it. And again, it's brokerage sponsors. And remember, I have many brokers, but I do respect these the most. And I think they give us the best shot, not only the best price, but the best execution. And of course, the Capital Trading Group, who's partnered with us on a couple of projects. They are a futures and commodities broker. They do all of our LOD, letter of direction trading. They do a great job. And again, I just urge you to check them out. I'm not making you or asking you to switch to anybody. I am showing you, in my opinion, a better alternative to who you're probably using now. Just check them out. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And of course, Trade Your Brokerage for equities and options. Look, at the end of the day, there is nothing better than Trader. It's, first of all, $10 a month flat. That's number one. Okay. So it saves me $100,000 a year. We are automating our system through Trader. We have already automated our equity portfolios, our hedging portfolios, and our SPY-A program will be automated through Trader. It's still at $10 a month. Okay. Check them out. Try.trader.com/Bubba. And of course, Wall Charts, which is our new partner, new platform that we're using. And of course, check them out. That's Wall Charts. And of course, scrolling on the sides in our high school program, which again, we're trying to educate America. And unfortunately, we have a battle, have to fight the teachers and the teachers union to give away a program for free to help tell children financial literacy. Kind of a sad story. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horwitz. Let's get back to our program and of course, our market reports. Welcome back. It is Sunday, March the 31st, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. Happy Passover. And of course, markets once again gain ground. There is no stopping the market. And again, I'm not telling you they should stop. Okay. You know what my overall long-term view opinion is that there will be a 50 to 70% haircut, and whenever it comes, it'll come. And where it will come from, we don't know. But right now, the markets continue to soar higher. And you have a very accommodative or the promise of accommodations from the Federal Reserve, which is moronic. But of course, the Fed is a bunch of morons, crooks anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Central banking system has been stealing from people since the 1600s, starting in London, England. So again, but you can believe in it or not. But all you have to do is look at your bank book and your amount of savings and realize that no matter what they do, they don't have your best interest at heart. It is a crock where they just simply want to support the banks, and what a great business to be in, banking. You can go broke, you can screw the customer, and if all that happens, well, the Fed will bail you out. In the meantime, the four major indices were higher. We continue to be long all four major indices. Again, it doesn't matter what I believe. Okay, it matters what the market action, the price action tells us. That's as simple as I can make it for you at all times. So we are still long the four major indices. In the currency market, the dollar, we would be long the dollar. We don't trade anymore. And again, it's nothing to do with our concern of the dollar. It's simply a dollars and cents from the exchange side of things. But we do trade the euro currency, which we are short. And again, I think they're looking to see a little reverse back and forth. Again, just remember that the fiat currency system itself is a criminal, manipulated piece of shit system anyways, because nothing backs the currency, and it's just a bunch of central bankers stealing our money. So in the meantime, Bitcoin, it was higher. We are short Bitcoin at the moment. Had a nice run up, but we are shorter right now. Bonds and notes, we are short. Again, they are telling you, lower bonds, lower notes tell you higher interest rates, and that's what I say. No matter what the Fed says, I say that they're going to have to hike, not cut. And gold is telling you the same message, by the way. I mean, again, I don't get into the hedge of gold. I think you should own gold, but to me, it hedges nothing. But again, they say that it hedges against inflation. Well, gold is charging higher and up to making new highs again. We are long gold, we're long silver, and again, at the end of the day, all I can tell you is that, if you don't believe me, you don't believe gold. I mean, you got to believe something. Okay, but the simple fact is that rates are going higher, inflation's going higher, and the Fed isn't doing shit. Okay. In the meantime, copper is exploding and breaking out again, which we're also long. In the grain markets, grains are continue to struggle, but they had a little bit of a pop at the end of the week. Corn is higher, which we're long. Soybeans are higher, which we're long, and wheat, which we're short, was lower. I mean, excuse me, it was higher, but we are short it. Cattle continues to try to stay around those near all-time highs, and I don't know how they're going to support that market. So I'm personally short them. We don't trade them anymore. Hogs are higher, which are long hogs, because I do think that's a secondary protein where people will go for food. Natural gas we're short, and crude oil we're long. And at the end of the day, again, it's interesting that crude is still struggling, although it did have a pretty big rally. And of course, it's just another way we'll see that'll have more influence at the pump. In the softs, my God, candy bars you're gonna have to take a loan out to buy a candy bar now. The cocoa going crazy. It looks like it finally may have found its slight peak. Again, I'm not predicting the top. That would be silly. And I would also remind you that is a very difficult and challenging market to trade because it's not that liquid. So I'd be very careful if I was doing anything against it. But certainly you would expect some mean reversion anyways. But in the meantime, we're still long. Cotton, we're still long. Sugar, we're going to reverse to long tomorrow. Okay. OJ, we're short, and coffee, we're long. And at the end of the day, look, again, markets are markets. So I'm not going to tell you to get in the way. I'm not going to tell you to fight them. I'm going to tell you to follow the price action. As they say, follow the bouncing ball. And remember that the news that you hear is not going to affect the market that you have. So quit reading the news, quit reading the Wall Street Journal and Barron's to get your information for a short-term trade or what's going to happen in the next 6 months. The only thing that you care, those things should be able to help you with is the fundamentals of one of your companies that you want to own for the next 20 years. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Top Bubba Horowitz, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, happy Passover. We're going to stop out here for our final break, come back with our commentary and a couple of basketball picks. We'll be right back. Well, kids, again, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. Let me just remind you that Capital Trading Group, Trader Brokerage, two of our brokerage partners, and I do have other brokers. Their information is scrolling on the sides. Wealth charts in our high school program. Check them out. Again, just give us a look, give us a take, and let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my commentary and basketball picks. Welcome back. Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz, Sunday, March the 31st. Happy Easter, happy Passover, and, of course, as we talked about a little bit of inflation during the show, and I've talked about the housing market, and, I'm really sick and tired of those who are wealthy justifying the cost of things for the average class, average middle class, because now you have to make $100,000 a year to afford a house. Okay, so inflation is running rampant. Joe Biden has done a horrible job at managing this inflation. They have created a massive problem that is nowhere near being solved yet. And we are the hugest the danger of going into a deflationary cycle, which is not good for anybody. Again, if you go back to the Carter era, okay, and interest rates were in the moon, there was no production, there was no jobs, there was no nothing, you're going to see a major problem. And again, see, the problem is that we continue to ignore the problems that are right in front of us. But there is proof that 55% increase in housing since Joe Biden's been president, a 60% increase in the cost of gasoline since Joe Biden has been president. Okay, and I'm not going to go through every single product, but I'm sure you can see by your own spending, and that I always encourage you, forget about taking my word for it. Are you spending more for groceries, for everything today than you were 4 years ago? If not, then hey, I'm wrong. But I know that I'm spending a lot more, and I'm giving you actual real statistics in the housing market. And you know that if the numbers remain as hot as they are, the Federal Reserve cannot possibly cut. But again, this is the problem when your system becomes more political than more of reality. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz, and of course, today is the end of the Elite Eight, and today we do like the Tennessee Volunteers against the Purdue Boilermakers, and the Duke Blue Devils to end the run of the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Have a happy Easter, everybody. Happy Passover. Have a great weekend. And we will see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. In the meantime, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you later.